ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to Shastra Pramana course. This is the 6th session. We are halfway through the course, completed 5 sessions out of 10. I want to give a recap of what we have done so far, the direction in which we are going, for the benefit of everyone, actually, for those who have joined late, and also repetition is always good, right? When you repeat something again and again, it becomes nicely set inside. While I'm opening my OneNote, in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjun, after speaking the entire Bhagavad Gita, finally Krishna says, my dear Arjun, I'm going to speak whatever I have told you so far. I'm going to summarize everything and tell you one more time. Why? Because you're very dear to me. So like that, let us revise. If Krishna is doing that, being his devotees, being his followers, we should follow in his footsteps. So let us revise what we have done so far, and then we will move on. Today is session 6. This course is entitled Śāstra Pramana. What is Śāstra Pramana? Śāstra Pramana means scripture is the evidence for all knowledge. Then, actually, I'll just write it, maybe. So we started off like this. We need jnanam. We need jnanam for all laukika and alaukika vyavahara. We need jnanam for all laukika and alaukika vyavahara. Laukika means within this universe, within this creation, all types of, for any type of activity, to know what is right, what is wrong, what is to be done, what is not to be done, how to do something. Every single activity, whether it is farming, cooking, war, and And what are my duties, right? What is this material nature? Why there are so many varieties of life that we see around us? Why does the sun rise every day? Who is doing all this? Is there a creator behind this? Uh, everything is functioning so systematically in this world. Is there a person behind this? If there is, who is that person? Where does he live? What is his name? What are his qualities? So on and so forth. Whatever questions one may have, why are there stars in the night? What are these stars? What's going on over there? Right? Are there people living there? So many questions as a child and as while you're growing up, as a student, as a family person. At every stage, you have so many questions about the world around you and about what activities you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, what is right, what is wrong. What do you need to do? All these things for all types of vyavahara dealing, you need jnanam, you need knowledge. And this knowledge is also of two types. There is yathartha jnanam and ayathartha jnanam. Yathartha jnanam, ayathartha jnanam. We saw what is yathartha jnanam. To know a thing as it is, or to get knowledge about something for what it actually is. Simple. If you see a rope, if you get knowledge that it is rope, this is yathartha jnanam. By seeing a rope, if you get knowledge that it is a snake, that means you're seeing something which is not there in it, that is ayathartha jnanam. What is our interest? We want yathartha jnanam. For any type of activity, our interest is we want yathartha jnanam. We don't want ayathartha jnanam. Okay? So our interest is yathartha jnanam. Then the next question is further. We looked further in this. We saw this yathartha jnanam and ayathartha jnanam. So jnanam in general, we saw there are two types. What is that? How to get knowledge. One is anubhava jnanam. I'll just write J for jnanam, okay? And the other is smriti jnanam, okay? Anubhava jnanam and smriti jnanam. Smriti jnanam means that which is produced from samskaras. Then samskaras, they are formed from anubhava. They are coming from anubhava. That means this smriti jnanam is also rooted in anubhava jnanam. Yes? I hope I'm not confusing you. Jnanam is two types, anubhava jnanam and smriti jnanam. Smriti jnanam is coming from samskaras. Actually, I'll write like this. Anubhava produces samskaras. Samskaras produce smriti. This is better. You'll okay? Then that means, so if you get, we said we are interested only in yathartha jnanam. Yes? So if you get yathartha jnanam, yathartha anubhava jnanam, that will produce yathartha samskaras, and yathartha samskaras will produce yathartha smriti jnanam. That means now all the knowledge that you have will be, if you get somehow, if you are able to get yathartha anubhava jnanam, then automatically you will have yathartha smriti jnanam also. So what is yathartha jnanam? Yathartha jnanam means it is yathartha anubhava jnanam plus yathartha smriti jnanam. Okay? Yathartha anubhava jnanam plus yathartha smriti jnanam is yathartha jnanam. If you have yathartha jnanam, you will be able to take care of all types of dealings within this world and outside this world also. All your questions. For example, if you say outside this world, what is outside this world? You want to know uh, who is God. Okay? So you want to know alaukika dealings. You want to know who is God. Then who am I? What's my relationship with him? How should I deal with him? Yes? How to deal with him? So on and so forth. All this, you want yathartha jnanam about this. You don't want some uh, ayathartha jnanam. You want yathartha jnanam about all this. How do you get yathartha jnanam? That's our question. Then we saw, then we saw there are 10 ways to get yathartha anubhava jnanam. 10 ways to get yathartha anubhava jnanam. Okay? Okay. 10 ways to get yathartha anubhava jnanam. What are the 10 ways we said? 10 ways are also good. Then we also saw what is prama, what is pramana, what is pramata, wait, pramata, and what is prameyam. These terms we saw. Prama is nothing but yathartha jnanam. Pramana means the most important cause, the most important cause that produces yathartha jnanam, or yathartha jnanam is also called prama. Okay? Then pramata means the person who's getting that knowledge. Prameyam is the object about which you're getting knowledge. Okay? So these 10 ways are nothing but the 10 pramanas. These 10 ways are nothing but the 10 pramanas. Okay? Now what are these 10 pramanas? We listed them as pratyaksha pramana, anumana pramana, shabda pramana, and also upamana pramana, arthapatti. Then we said there's also arsha, aitihya. We said anupalabdhi, sambhava, and cheshta. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 ways. Okay? 10 ways. Then you may question, okay, then Srila Jiva Goswami says that these remaining 7 can actually be clubbed under these 3. Anupalabdhi can be clubbed under Pratyaksha. Upamana, Arthapatti, Sambhava, and Cheshta are just different forms of Anumana Pramana. Arsha and Aitihya are different forms of Shabda Pramana. So even though there are 10 ways of getting Yathartha Jnanam, actually these 3 are sufficient. If you studied these 3 types of Pramanas, then you get knowledge about, if you study these 3, That covers everything. All 10 are covered. If you study these 3, all 10 are covered. Okay? Then you may question here, then why do we even have these 10? If three are sufficient, why we have 10? You may get that question. Because there are uh, different Vedic philosophies. Okay, there are 6 philosophies or darshanas, and also you have the atheists who don't follow the Vedas, atheist or Charvaka philosophy. So each of these accept. So what is a pramana? We said pramana means that the most important cause which produces knowledge. Everyone needs knowledge. Everyone needs knowledge. Whether for dealings within this world or outside this world, you need knowledge. Where are you taking your knowledge from? That means, what is your pramana that is giving you knowledge? Each of these are accepting certain pramanas for their knowledge according to their philosophy. Let's take, for example, Charvaka, the atheist, they accept only Pratyaksha Pramana. Only Pratyaksha Pramana. For them, that is their Pramana. Like that, we have other 6 philosophies. I mean, those are the main philosophies, 6 philosophies. Each of them is accepting, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Pramanas. Okay? But Srila Jiva Goswami said that he is not rejecting these Pramanas. But if you study these 3, it includes all the others. You don't have to separately study each of these. That's how we have consolidated these 10 pramanas. So what are these 10 pramanas? Whatever knowledge there may be in this entire creation or outside of this creation can be gotten through these 10 pramanas. Can be gotten through these 10 pramanas. That means there is no 11th way. Just these 10, that's it. You can challenge anyone. Any type of knowledge you want, it can be gotten within these 10 pramanas, and those 10 are now consolidated into 3 pramanas. That means whatever knowledge there is can be gotten through these 3 pramanas. There is no other way of getting knowledge. Okay? These 3 pramanas. You want any knowledge, whether within this creation or outside of this creation, what are the ways of getting knowledge? 3 pramanas. We have consolidated them into 3. What are they? Pratyaksha, Anumana, and Shabda pramanas. Okay? Then what did we do? We studied each of these pramanas. Pratyaksha pramana means, what did we say? Knowledge. Pratyaksha pramana means actually the senses. Pratyaksha pramana means senses. Pratyaksha pramana produces what? Pratyaksha jnanam. Pratyaksha jnanam. So we studied the mechanism of how, by the contact of senses with the sense objects, knowledge is produced. Who are all the players that are involved in that production of knowledge? There is chitta, first of all. Chitta goes to an object. That's when you become aware of that object. Then when the senses contact the sense object, that message is sent to the mind as nirvikalpaka jnanam. Then that message is sent to intelligence. Intelligence compares this nirvikalpaka jnanam with the samskaras that are there in the chittam, and then it decides what that object is, and then it sends that message back to the mind, right? So the knowledge that is produced by the intelligence, that is called savikalpaka jnanam, because now all the attributes of that object are there. This is sent back to the mind, and then mind says whether it likes or not, and then ultimately ahankara says I like it. Like this, we saw the mechanism of Pratyaksha Pramanam. Pratyaksha Pramanam is giving you knowledge. What is the knowledge that Pratyaksha Pramanam is giving you? Pratyaksha Jnanam. At that time, we also saw the senses. Pratyaksha Pramanam means senses. Yes? Pratyaksha Pramanam have 4 defects. What are the 4 defects? Brahma, Pramada, Karanapatava, and Vipralipsa. Okay? We saw these are the 4 defects in the senses. Brahma means illusion. Pramada means making mistakes. Karanapatava means imperfection. Imperfection. Well, Karanapatava is imperfection. And Vipralipsa means cheating. These are the 4 defects. Pratyaksha Pramana means senses. The senses themselves have these 4 defects. And the knowledge which is produced from such defective pramana is also, you can always expect it will give you defective knowledge. Not that it is always giving you defective knowledge, but you can be certain at some point it will give you ayathartha jnanam. Defective knowledge means what? Ayathartha, not real knowledge. So therefore, pratyaksha pramanam is not going to give us yathartha jnanam all the time. It's not going to give us yathartha jnanam all the time. Yes? Then we also saw Anumana Pramanam. Anumana Pramanam means inference. Inference. You remember Anumana Pramanam? By your observation in this nature between 2 objects, where one object is acting as the cause and the other one as an effect, you form a rule in your mind. The rule is called Vyapti Jnanam. When you see that cause in a different place, you apply this Vyapti Jnanam in that place, and then you derive new knowledge. The knowledge that you derive in new places, that is called Anumiti Jnanam. So Anumana Pramana gives you Anumiti Jnanam. Anumiti Jnanam means it's it's inferred knowledge, but that inference is based on the rule that you have formed. The rule is formed based on your direct perception. Once again, Anumana Pramana is rooted in Pratyaksha Pramana, because it is derived, that Vyapti Jnanam is derived from Pratyaksha Pramana. Therefore, Anumana Pramana also cannot give you Yathartha Jnanam all the time. Okay? What was our search in the beginning? We want Yathartha Jnanam. After we studied the 10 Pramanas, we said that we want that Pramana, we want that Pramana which gives Yathartha Jnanam all the time, which is giving Yathartha Jnanam independently, and also which is able to correct other Pramanas when they are making a mistake. So that is our quest. We are looking for that pramana which will give only yathartha jnanam, which will give only yathartha jnanam, not sometimes yathartha, sometimes ayathartha. It should give only yathartha jnanam all the time, and it should give yathartha jnanam independent of other pramanas. Not only that, it should also correct other pramanas. This is important here. It should correct other pramanas. So then we saw that because Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanas have defects, yes, because Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanas have defects. Why they have defects? Because Pratyaksha Pramana means senses. Senses inherently have defects. So therefore the knowledge produced will also be not stable. Anumana Pramanam is also rooted in Pratyaksha Pramanam. That Vyapti is coming from Pratyaksha Pramanam. Pratyaksha Pramanam means senses. Senses have defects. Therefore, the knowledge produced by Anumana Pramanam is also not stable in giving yathartha jnanam. Of course, we have also considered here in Pratyaksha Pramanam we saw there is Vaidusha Pratyaksham which gives yathartha jnanam all the time. And in Anumana Pramanam also we saw Anumana Pramanam rooted in a non-defective. That means when your Vyapti is coming from, not from Pratyaksha Pramana, but your Vyapti Jnanam, that rule is coming from Shabda Pramana. The other day, Prabhuji had given the example of how from Shastra there is a rule that Bhakti comes only by the association of devotees. This is a rule which is given in, it's a non-defective source. It's coming from Shastra. The rule is Bhakti can come only from association of devotees. You cannot get bhakti in any other way. The only way you can get bhakti is through association of devotees. So now, when you, this vyapti jnanam, right, this rule, when you apply and you infer knowledge about any particular person, when you see someone is a devotee with all the symptoms of a devotee, your inference will be this devotee got association of devotees, this devotee got mercy of devotee. You can infer. Is that inference without defects? Yes. Is that inference yathartha jnanam? Yes. So Anumana Pramanam, which is rooted in non-defective Shabda, will also give you yathartha jnanam. Similarly, Vaidusha Pratyaksham will also give you yathartha jnanam. I'll take questions after some time, Mataji. Please note down. Otherwise, I'll lose my flow. So, Vaidusha Pratyaksham will give you also yathartha jnanam. But still, what is our condition? One more condition is there. It has to be independent, isn't it? It should not depend on other pramanas. The second condition here. It should not depend on other pramanas. Anumana Pramanam is rooted in non-defective Shabda. That means it is depending on another Pramanam to give yathartha jnanam. And Vaidusha Pratyaksham is giving yathartha jnanam, but it is also depending on non-defective Shabda to validate, to tell us who is that Vidusha that we can trust, whose Pratyaksham is giving yathartha jnanam. How can we know? Who's going to tell that? So in that way, even though Vaidusha Pratyaksham and Anumana Pramanam rooted in non-defective Shabda are giving yathartha jnanam all the time, still they are not independent. Therefore, we cannot accept Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanas as our Pramana, right? What we are looking for here with these three conditions. We cannot accept Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanas do not qualify as this Pramana, ultimate Pramana. Pramana for what? Pramana means it is the cause that gives us the most important cause for giving us knowledge. Knowledge about what? About everything. Laukika, alaukika, within this world, outside this world. We want answers for all questions. Who is that Pramana? So what are we left with? We had Pratyaksha, Anumana and Shabda. The last one we are left with is Shabda Pramana. Now, we also discussed what is Shabda Pramana. Shabda means, we said, Apta Vakyam, right? It is an authoritative statement. So here, I'll just write here. Shabda means, actually, I'll just write here. Okay. So now we are looking at Shabda. We already looked at Pratyaksha and Anuman Pramanas and we saw why they cannot be that ultimate Pramana because they have defects in them. Now Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana means what? We said Shabda Pramana means it is Apta Vakyam. Apta means authoritative, Vakya means sentence or statement, which satisfies the three conditions of Akanksha, Yogyata, and Sannidhi. Note that this Shabda Pramana, note that this Shabda Pramana is simply that statement, an authoritative statement which satisfies these three conditions. That is Shabda Pramana. Then how do you get Shabda Jnanam? We said how from Pratyaksha Pramana you get Pratyaksha Jnanam. From Anumana Pramana you get Anumiti Jnanam. From Shabda Pramana, how do you get knowledge? Uh, so Shabda Pramana is giving you Shabda Jnanam. Shabda Pramana is giving you Shabda Jnanam or Shabda Bodha. How are you getting this? First, you have to hear and then recall the meanings of words in that sentence. Then, what else do? You do Anvaya. Anvaya means you rearrange. Anvaya Kriya. That means you rearrange the words and then ultimately you elicit the meaning. By that Anvaya, you elicit the meaning of that sentence, and by that knowledge is born in you. You get that knowledge. This is Shabda Praman. Shabda Praman is not just by sound you recognize this is the sound of Mridanga, this is the sound of a bird. That is not Shabda Praman. Shabda Praman means by hearing a sentence, you are actually understanding, by recalling, you know the meanings of the words, and then you are able to arrange the sentence, and then knowledge is produced in you. That is Shabda Jnanam. Now, for this Shabda Jnanam to take place, you need the listener, right? Shabda Pramanam means the sentence. It is the sentence. Okay, we saw. Shabda Pramanam means it's simply the sentence. And for you to get Shabda Jnanam, then what do you need? For you to hear, you should have proper hearing, right? Then for you to recall the meanings, you should know that language. Yes, you should know the language. And then also you should know how to arrange the sentences, arrange the words and get knowledge. Unless you have these, you are satisfying these conditions, there will not be Shabda Jnanam. But the important thing to note here is, just because you didn't get Shabda Jnanam, why you didn't get Shabda Jnanam? Because of deficiencies in you. You don't know the language. Your ears are not functioning, or you are sleepy, you are in the mode of ignorance, you are not alert, you are not able to hear what is being said, you are not able to grasp the meaning because of your own deficiencies. Just because you didn't get Shabda Jnanam, you cannot say, or you should not say, you shouldn't say that Shabda Pramanam is defective. Yes, you should not say that Shabda Pramanam is defective. You shouldn't say that Shabda Pramanam is defective. Even if you didn't understand, even if Shabda Jnanam did not take place in you, still Shabda Pramanam is without defects. Shabda Pramanam is authoritative. But can you also have defective Shabda? Question. Can we have defective Shabda? Well, if it is defective, you cannot call it Pramana. Pramana means it has to give you only yathartha Jnanam. Yes, you can have. When can you have defective Shabda? Shabda means what? Statements, sentences. When the sentences are rooted in Pratyaksha Pramanam, Anumana Pramanam, means because Pratyaksha Anumana have defects in them, four defects, then these sentences will also have defects. When sentences are rooted in Pratyaksha Pramanam, Anumana Pramanam, then the Shabda is also Defective. Shabda is defective. If Shabda is defective, what kind of jnanam will it produce? Ayathartha jnanam. If Shabda is defective, it will produce Ayathartha jnanam. Okay? Shabda Pramana, if Shabda Pramana is rooted in Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanam, I'll give you an example. Shabda Pramanam rooted in Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam means, now I am telling you a sentence. I am telling you a sentence. And I'll also give you some examples of defective and non-defective Shabda. Defective Shabda example is sun rises in the north. The sun rises in the north. I am speaking this sentence. Why I am speaking this sentence? Let's say to a small child, I am telling, because I want to cheat that child, I am telling wrong. I am giving wrong information. Okay? Why? Because of that cheating tendency in me. Right? That is the defect. Because of cheating tendency, I am giving wrong knowledge to someone. I am saying sun rises in the west. This is also a sentence. Is this sentence defective? Yes. Will it produce ayathartha jnanam? Yes. Whereas sun rises in the east is yathartha, is a non-defective shabda. Himalayas have snow. What is himam? Himam means snow. Alaya means house. Himalaya means the house or the place which has snow. Himalaya. Similarly, you can say Granthalaya. Grantha means what? Books. Granthalaya means the place where you will find books. Or you can say Ratnagara. Ratna means jewels. Agara means a mine of jewels. So these statements, if you say Ratnagara has jewels, it will always give this right knowledge. Himalaya has snow, it will always give right knowledge. Sun rises in east will always give right knowledge. So these statements are called non-defective shabda. There are no defects in these statements. Okay. Finally, we are coming to what we discussed in the last class. Okay. Okay. So we said, can we have defective shabda? Yes. Shabda can be defective. Shabda can be defective. If there is, if it is rooted in Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas, then Shabda can be defective. Now the main question is, can Shabda be non-defective? Can you find, can you find that Shabda which has no defects? So I gave you some examples. I gave you some examples. Himalayas have snow. This has no defects in it. This statement has no defect. This sentence has no defect in it. Of course, I told you, if you don't know the language and you don't understand, you don't get Shabda Jnanam. But that does not mean the Shabda Pramana is wrong. This Shabda is non-defective. So now our ultimate Pramana is what? Our ultimate Pramana which gives yathartha Jnanam only and independently, and also which corrects other Pramanas is what? What is that? Non-defective Shabda. Non-defective Shabda. That's how we have arrived at non-defective Shabda. We want only one king, right? For all our purposes, for all knowledge, we want to go to one source. After eliminating others, because of the defects that they have, we have arrived at the ultimate Pramana, which is Shabda Pramana, and even that Shabda Pramana which does not have these 4 defects. Now you may ask, what is that? We don't know yet. We are assuming, we are as oops, we are assuming that there must be, that let's say there is a non-defective Shabda Pramana. We are assuming at this stage. Now here one more question can arise. Can you also assume that there is non-defective Pratyaksha Pramana? Can you assume that there is non-defective Anumana Pramana? Can you assume like that? Question. Raise your hand. Can you assume that there is non-defective is, can we have Pratyaksha Pramana which does not have any defects? Tamil Selvi Mataji. Unmute Mataji.
Sometimes this Pratyaksha Pramana and Anumana Pramana can give yathartha jnanam sometimes.
No, but we already set the standard, no? For we said it should give yathartha jnanam all the time.
It should give always. Yeah. You asked, no, yathartha and Pratyaksha and Anumana can give. Sometimes it can give yathartha jnanam.
Mataji, yes, I'm saying now we are assuming for Shabda, we are assuming there is that Shabda
it should be
which
always.
will give always yathartha jnanam. We are assuming.
Yeah.
Can you also assume like that for Pratyaksha Pramana that it will always give?
No,
Is it possible?
No.
Why?
Because
Why?
of senses, defective senses.
Correct. Because the senses themselves are defective, then how you can get, right? It is not possible. Pratyaksha Pramana means senses. The senses themselves have defects. So it is not possible to have Pratyaksha Pramana which is, we cannot even assume that there is a Pratyaksha Pramana which has no defects. Like we are assuming the Shabda, non-defective Shabda. You cannot assume non-defective Pratyaksha, not possible. Of course, Vaidusha Pratyaksham is non-defective, but I said that is dependent. Similarly, Anumana Pramana. Okay, next question. Can you assume that there is Anumana Pramana which has no defects? Can you assume, like Shabda Pramana, can you assume Anumana Pramana which has no defects? Which will give no defects, that means it will give yathartha jnanam all the time, independently, and it is able to correct others. Can you assume, Vatsala Mataji? Unmute Mataji.
No, Mataji. Anumana comes from an inference, right? So Pratyaksha, which is defective. This Anumana can be also defective, right?
How, Mataji?
The inferences, we can be misled because of our thoughts. We are comparing something that it may not be true.
Yeah, because there is defects there also. Yes.
Yeah, with the examples you showed us, you know, like somebody seeing a head, right? The scarecrow or something. Can we say that or no?
Well, that was we discussed that with reference to Pratyaksha Pramana. Today we are going to cover Anumana Pramana. That was with so Pratyaksha Pramana means direct perception. Anumana Pramana means inference. So yes, Mataji. So
yeah,
here
even the direct perception, because of the senses, something then can be misled, right? It will be defective.
Of course, that we said already. Tamil Selvi Mataji said that Pratyaksha Pramana, you cannot assume that Pratyaksha Pramana without defects is possible. Like that, you cannot even assume because the senses themselves have defects. Now, the next question is, can you assume that there is some Anumana Pramana which can be without defects? That is the question.
For me, I think right now, I think it is no.
No. Okay. Thank you. Next, Vidya Saraswati Mataji. Unmute Mataji. Unmute. Not able to unmute?
Oh,
Go ahead,
sorry.
It's okay.
Because you have given the example that there is fire in kitchen, so the fiery mountain is also concluded by Devadatta. But that is not correct, because even there is fire, even there is smoke, we can't assume that the smoke is caused by fire. It can be after the fire is extinguished, there may be some smoke.
Very
That
nice.
is when the rain falls, the fire is put out, then there is smoke. But the boy assumes that there is fire, there is smoke because there is fire. So even Anumana Pramanam is also not perfect. It is also defective.
Very
Anumana
good.
may be defective, so Pramanam is also defective.
Correct. Very nice. So yeah, so you can have Brahma even in the case of Anumana Pramana. Just like that example Mataji said, that you see smoke, what is Anumana Pramana? Vyapti Jnanam, right? Based on Vyapti Jnanam, you make inference. So in Vyapti Jnanam, you said wherever there is fire, there is smoke. So he sees smoke and he infers there is fire. But what if that smoke is there but there is no fire because it rained and then the fire is put out, still smoke is there, but he's getting knowledge there is fire? That means defects are possible even in Anumana Pramana. So the reason you have defects in Anumana Pramana also is because Anumana Pramana is also rooted in Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyaksha Pramana has defects. Brahma, Pramada, Karana, Pata, Vipralipsa. So these defects will come also in Anumana Pramana because Anumana Pramana is not independent. It is dependent. If it is dependent on Pratyaksha, Pratyaksha has defects. So Anumana will also have defects like that. Meenakshi Mataji, you want to say something? Unmute. Oh, you're not able to unmute. Maybe I'll quickly look.
Yes, Mataji. You have told that the non-defective Sapta Pramana that I think you have told about the non-defective Sapta Pramana. We can take that have not having defect.
No defects.
Sapta Pramana. Yes.
Yeah.
Last week explained about the relationship between that both the Pratyaksha and this Anumana Pratyaksha and non-defective
With non-defective
Sapta
Shabda.
relationship you have explained.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Hare Krishna. So yes, so I was just telling you why we are only settling with non-defective Shabda, why we are not considering non-defective Pratyaksha, non-defective Anumana. That's the point I was making now. So you are clear. It is not possible to have non-defective Pratyaksha Pramana and it is not possible to have non-defective Anumana Pramana. Now we are left with Shabda Pramana. In Shabda Pramana also, you can have defective and non-defective. Our interest is in non-defective Shabda Pramana. That's our only hope, actually. If there is a Shabda Pramana which does not have defects, then it can satisfy the three conditions of giving yathartha jnanam all the time, of giving knowledge independent of other pramanas, and also of correcting other pramanas when they are making a mistake. So now and because we don't know yet what is this non-defective Shabda Pramana, we are assuming there is some Shabda Pramana which has no defects. Then we are seeing what is the relationship with that non-defective Shabda Pramana, which is our ultimate Pramana. We don't know what that is yet. What is the relationship of that non-defective Shabda Pramana with Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanas? Why we are even considering Pratyaksha Anumana Pramana? Can't we simply depend only on the non-defective Shabda and nullify Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas completely? Can we do that? Can we nullify Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas completely altogether? Is it possible? No, because in our day-to-day life, right, don't we get knowledge by Pratyaksha Pramana? Right? I recognize this is a pen. Right? When I go to the kitchen, I recognize with my eyes, Pratyaksha, I recognize this is sabji, this is rice, this is dal. Right? We are using, and even Anuman also we are using. So it's not that we don't use, it's not that we nullify Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas, but because these two are rooted, because Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas have defects in them, they have a tendency to give us ayathartha jnanam. So whenever they make a mistake, we should have like a whistleblower, right? Who will tell us, no, no, this is wrong. You should have something to refer to, which is the ultimate judge, which says, no, this is wrong, which can correct Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas when they are making a mistake. They can make a mistake because they have defects in them inherently. But the Shabda Pramana, non-defective Shabda Pramana will not have any defects. Non-defective Shabda Pramana will not have any defects. So we will use Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas, but when they make a mistake, when they give Ayathartha Jnanam, we should always our our pramana, right? Our evidence. Pramana means what? Evidence, right? In a court of law, you have pramana. When there are two people, how do you decide who is right, who is wrong? Based on pramana, based on evidence. Like that, our pramana for what is right knowledge, our pramana is what? This non-defective shabda. Then with this understanding, now we went forward to see what is the relationship between this non-defective shabda and pratyaksha pramana. And also today we are going to see what is the relationship of non-defective shabda with anumana pramana. So what did we see in the previous class? Relationship. Before we even started studying the relationship, we said what are the qualities of this non-defective shabda. First is it is avyabhichari. Avyabhichari means it gives knowledge, yathartha jnanam, in a stable way. That means it will give only yathartha jnanam every time. I can once again share the screen, write some points so it will be easy. So now what is our savior is this non-defective shabda. This is what we are looking at. Now we are looking at what are the qualities of this non-defective shabda. First is non-defective shabda, and we are seeing actually relationship of this non-defective shabda with pratyaksha and anumana pramanas. Okay, what is the relationship? First one is we said that pratyaksha and anumana pramanas, they are not stable in giving yathartha jnanam, not stable in giving yathartha jnanam, whereas non-defective shabda is stable. Okay, then the next thing is we said non-defective shabda is the king, pratyaksha and anumana pramanas are the servants. Yes, then within that we saw what is the relationship between king and servants. Servants are dependent, servants are not independent, they are dependent on the king, right? They are dependent on the king. Then we said the king, which is the king, which is non-defective shabda here, is always independent. He's not dependent on the servants. Third one is we said the servants serve the king according to their capacity. Then we said fourth one is the king, in this case what is the king? Non-defective shabda, right? The king overrules the servants. Servants are what? Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas. Then servants cannot oppose the king. And finally, king can reach those objects which cannot be reached by the servants. So we saw this is the criteria we set for the relationship between non-defective Shabda and Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas. Now, all these points have to be proved with examples. So then we took Pratyaksha Pramanam versus non-defective Shabda. And taking Pratyaksha Pramanam, now we proved each of these points. Now you tell me, what is the example that we took to say that Pratyaksha Pramanam is not stable in giving yathartha jnanam? You will have to hurry up because I also have to cover Anumana Pramanam today. Tilagavati Mataji, go ahead. Unmute Mataji.
Krishna, your whiteboard is not visible, Mataji.
Oh, you didn't see the whiteboard all this while?
No, we
I'm
could
so
not.
sorry. Sorry. Now you're seeing the whiteboard?
Yes, Mataji, now very much we can see.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So meanwhile, you can also answer the questions. Tell me, what is the example we gave for Pratyaksha Pramanam is not stable in giving yathartha jnanam. Pratyaksha Pramanam is not stable in giving yathartha jnanam. Brajadevi Priya Mataji. Shall I stop share? Okay. Mataji. Unmute. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, that were pronounced Jashri proper. You give the example of the magician. Devadatta is visiting the magician, and then he sees the friend's head on the platter. Assuming he imagines that it is his friend's head and starts crying, because that time his pratyaksha is not giving the real knowledge. And also the another example also in the field the next day.
That is next.
Okay.
This much only. First
Okay.
example is, yes, thank you, Mataji. First example is that this Pratyaksha Pramanam is not giving yathartha jnanam stably. That means it's not stable in giving yathartha jnanam. Sometimes it is giving yathartha, sometimes ayathartha. So this is the example to show that Pratyaksha Pramanam is giving ayathartha jnanam. How? In front of his eyes, there is an imaginary head, but he is taking that to be the real head. So his eyes are giving him ayathartha jnanam. That is one example. Okay, next person. Someone else can answer. What is the example for saying that non-defective Shabda gives you only yathartha jnanam all the time? Quickly you'll have to say, because I have to cover also. We have only half an hour left. Non-defective Shabda gives us only yathartha jnanam every time. Revati Senthil Kumar Mataji. Unmute.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Pranam Mataji. Mataji, for that you gave the example as Himalayas have snow, jewels come from the mine, and yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So Himalaya means what? Himalaya. Himalayas have snow. It is self-descriptive. Himalaya itself means it's a place where there is snow. Ratnagara means place where there are ratnas, where there are jewels, right? These are non-defective statements. Anyone who hears this knowledge, provided all his ears are good and he knows the language, he will get the same knowledge. Very good. Next, now we said non-defective Shabda is the king and Pratyaksha Pramana is the servant. For this, the first point was that Pratyaksha Pramana cannot give knowledge independently. Pratyaksha Pramana depends on non-defective Shabda to give yathartha jnanam. What is the example for this? What is the example we discussed? Someone else. I want others also. Please participate. What is the example? Kalyani Mataji, go ahead. What is the example to say that Pratyaksha Pramana depends on non-defective Shabda to give Yathartha Jnanam? Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Oh, friend का head वो रास्ता में देख लिया, an accident में इसका head देख लिया, but he assumes that in circus the head is not cutted. So now also it is false. He think like that. Even he saw his friend's head on the road, but he thought that it is not correct. But another person tells that no, this is real accident and your friend did. Then only he accepted it as a true.
Yes, Mataji.
This is
So
the example.
Akashvani said, when he said, Devadatta, this is your friend's head only. At first he was thinking, this is also imaginary. But Akashvani said, this is your friend. Then he got knowledge, right? That he was under illusion, right? His what do you say, Pratyaksha Pramana was under Brahma. Under illusion, he is thinking that this is not my friend's head. This is imaginary. But that Brahma is removed by this Akashvani, which is acting as non-defective Shabda. So he got real knowledge not by Pratyaksha but by hearing from Akashvani. Then his Pratyaksha is producing real knowledge, Yathartha Jnanam. Yes, thank you, Mataji. Next. So next question will be prove that or give an example to show that non-defective Shabda is giving knowledge independently. Shampriya Mataji. Unmute Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji. Actually, previously I raised my hand to say that please share the screen. So that's why I raised my hand. Okay. In the example that you gave in the previous class, that some 10 persons swam across the river, and then they reached the other end of the shore, they found that there were only 9 persons. So they again counted, and they found that there were 9 only. Then a wise person was going there, and then he said that, what's happening? Why are you lamenting? They said that we were 10 and now there are 9 only. So the wise person said, someone that you count again. Then they count again, then it was 9, and the wise person immediately pointed that you are the 10th one. Dasama tvamasi. You are the 10th one. So that the statement of that wise person had dispelled the illusion of everybody, and that knowledge that the wise person gave, it's independent. It was not dependent on that.
இன்னைக்கு ஒரு கேள்வி கேட்டா அதுக்கு நான் பதில் சொன்னேன். Excellent Vidya.
Yes, Mataji. So initially these 9 people, they were under illusion, Brahma, that there's only 9 of us. Actually there were 10, but they didn't, that I am the 10th one. That knowledge was not born by their Pratyaksha. I am the 10th one. That knowledge was not born by their Pratyaksha. Why? Because of illusion, because of Brahma, they are only counting 9 and they're thinking we are 9. But when this wise person came, learned person came, and he said, you are the 10th one, his uttering that sentence, you are the 10th one, that is non-defective Shabda, that removed the illusion. And then that gave knowledge that, oh, I am the 10th one, right? So in this way, we see that that person's giving knowledge independently, it is giving knowledge here. That non-defective Shabda, without depending on any other source, has removed this illusion and given Yathartha Jnanam in this case. Okay. Then next is Pratyaksha Pramana serves non-defective Shabda according to its capacity. Pratyaksha Pramana serves non-defective Shabda according to its capacity. Who wants to answer? Padma Krishnan Mataji. Give example.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Example is fire is the cure for cold. So when a person hears this, he understands that fire is the cure for cold. And in winter, when he goes near the campfire, he understands that he feels good, and he directly perceives that he is not feeling cold anymore. And therefore, fire is the cure for cold. Hence here, Pratyaksha Praman supports Shabda Pramanam. And in another case, there is a mother who tells her son that he was born in Mathura to her. Here Pratyaksha Praman cannot support the non-defective Shabda because the boy cannot go back in time and perceive his birth. So here it fails to support the non-defective Shabda. Hence it can serve the non-defective Shabda only according to its capacity.
Yes, thank you. So according to its capacity means sometimes it is able to serve, sometimes it is not able to serve. That's what it means. Like you say, jitna aata utna roti banega. Like that. As much as your capacity, that much only you can do. So sometimes it's able to support Shabda Pramana, non-defective Shabda. Sometimes it is not able to support. Example, when it is able to support, example is non-defective Shabda is saying fire is the medicine for cold. That is the statement of non-defective Shabda. Can Pratyaksha support this? Yes. You go to fire in the winter time and then stand close to the fire and you'll see that now you're relieved from that pain of cold. So Pratyaksha is supporting in this case. Can Pratyaksha support? Then give an example where Pratyaksha is unable to support. Another example is mother is telling her son, my dear boy, you were born to me in the city of Mathura. So now for Pratyaksha to support this, the boy should be able to directly perceive how he is born to his mother in the city of Mathura. It is not possible. That is past. It's over. He cannot go back and perceive it. So in this case, Pratyaksha is not able to support non-defective Shabda. Next, Pratyaksha, non-defective Shabda overrules Pratyaksha Pramana. Non-defective Shabda overrules Pratyaksha Pramana. Devahuti Mataji, you want to give example for that?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, here the example you had given is of a snake bite. A person is bitten by a snake and he turns blue. But a mantrika comes and he chants some mantras which has the power to remove the poison through the mantra. So the mantrika says now that this person is free from poison, the poison is removed. Although physically you can't see that the body is still blue, they feel that the poison is there, but the mantrika says that the poison is removed. So now you have to believe on the shabda of the mantrika, which is overruling the pratyaksha pramana that the body is blue. So the here that's how you say you have to the non-defective shabda is overruling the pratyaksha pramana, which is the eyes seeing the body blue.
Very good. Yes, Mataji. So that is the thing. So Mantrika's mantra, that mantra is saying there's no poison in your body. He's chanting mantra. The mantra is saying there's no poison in the body. After snake bite. After snake bite, the body is blue, but the mantrika is chanting mantra that there is no poison. But your eyes are saying the body is blue, poison is there. Which has precedence? The non-defective Shabda has precedence. That means it is overruling Pratyaksha. Very good. Okay. And then last is, two more are there. Non-defective Shabda, I'm sorry, the Pratyaksha Pramana cannot oppose non-defective Shabda. Pratyaksha Pramana cannot oppose non-defective Shabda. Example? Quickly, nobody is raising. Someone else, someone who has not answered before, or I'll call on you. I will just pick any name. If you don't raise your name, I'll ask. Bhargavi Mataji, please tell me. Unmute. Unmute.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. I joined today, Mataji. I'm new to these words also. I'm noting everything. Tomorrow I can.
Okay. No problem. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All right. So who else? Someone who didn't answer before. Sheila Rohidas Mataji. Go ahead. And next one, Suchitra Mataji will answer. Okay. Where are you? Raise your hand. I cannot see you. Sheila Mataji. For me to unmute you, you have to raise your electronic hand. Sheila Mataji, raise your hand. Electronic hand. I cannot see you. Okay, yeah, 1 sec. Unmute. Please unmute. Pratyaksha Pramana cannot oppose non-defective Shabda. Example. Unmute.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The non-defective Shabda states that the ashes of the gold are sticky. So by this statement, by touching, that is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the ashes of the gold, it is found that it is sticky. So one gets the knowledge that ashes of gold are sticky in true sense. Hence, Pratyaksha Pramana cannot oppose the Prama.
Yes, like
Hare
that.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So that is the thing. So non-defective Shabda is saying the ashes of gold are sticky, and by Pratyaksha Pramana, when you actually burn gold, you will see the ashes are sticky only. It cannot give any other result. It cannot produce a knowledge different from what a non-defective Shabda is producing. Non-defective Shabda is producing the knowledge that the ashes of gold are sticky. Pratyaksha Pramana will also give the same knowledge. It cannot give a knowledge which is contrary to what is given by non-defective Shabda. Suchitra Sarvapriya Mataji, please give example for non-defective Shabda can reach those objects which cannot be reached by Pratyaksha Pramana.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Sada Pranam.
Pranam.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Go ahead, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. The influence of Graha, planets, on the people can't be perceived directly. But non-defective Shabda, like astrologer, by the science of astrology, one can understand that how the planets are influencing people.
Correct. Yes, thank you. So Jyotisha Shastra is a non-defective Shabda. So by this Jyotisha Shastra, you can understand how the planets are influencing people. But by your direct perception, you cannot see how this particular planet is influencing my life. I cannot perceive directly. But through Jyotisha Shastra, I can understand. In this way, we see that non-defective Shabda can reach those objects which cannot be reached by Pratyaksha Pramana. So with that, we completed this discussion. There's 2 more points to be discussed here. Okay, let me quickly go over the chat. Sometimes we read Shastra and if understood perfectly also, we remember something wrong like we had understood it clearly. But for remembering, sometimes we say something wrong. Smriti. Any example? Priya Mataji, maybe we can discuss questions at the end if you don't mind, because that will take more time. I want to just cover this. We should cover something today also, right? So questions after 8:30. Okay, I have the questions in the chat. We will address them later. So now we saw Pratyaksha Pramana is dependent on, we saw the relationship between Pratyaksha Pramana and non-defective Shabda. Now, if somebody says, you're saying that Pratyaksha Pramana cannot be accepted as our ultimate Pramana, we cannot, because Pratyaksha Pramana is not giving yathartha jnanam all the time. So someone is proposing that my Pratyaksha Pramana is giving me some Brahma. Okay, Brahma means illusion. But it is not necessary that all the people are going to have the same illusion all the time. For example, I may see a rope and I may think it is a snake. But my mother may come and tell me, oh no, that is not a snake, it is a rope. Her eyes are not under illusion. It is possible, isn't it? It happens. Quite often it happens. Now, the proposal here is let all the people of this world come together and they will, even if one person is making a mistake, other person will not make mistake. So let everyone's pratyaksha be taken into consideration and finally we'll come to a judgment about an object, what that object is. Then there won't be any defects. We will get yathartha jnanam only. Is this a good proposal? Can we accept pratyaksha pramanam by taking the opinion of all the people? Can we arrive at the right knowledge, yathartha jnanam, in this way? Yes or no? If yes, just give me thumbs up, electronic thumbs up. Okay, Mamata Mataji, tell me why you say it is not so.
Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, like all the time it will be some or other defects involved. That's why like it cannot be proven. Like no, for me it might be for eye illusion, or some other, it might be some like sound illusion or something. Like it will never give complete knowledge all the times. Thank you, Mata. This is my understanding.
Yes, Mataji, but we are saying that all the people, yes, you are like that, but someone else. So let's say you have a fault in your eyes and your ears are fine, and someone else is having fault in their ears and eyes are fine. So you both of you come together, and together both of you will get right knowledge. Is it not possible?
It will be dependent, Mataji. We need independent knowledge also.
We need independent knowledge also. Okay.
So it will be dependency.
Okay. Devahuti Mataji.
This is not possible. For the reason is, how can you take the opinion of all the people all over the world? Because there are many people who have passed away. And then there are many people who are yet to come.
Yes.
So you are only taking the current, and current also you can't reach to each nook and corner of the world to get opinions. That will be just waste of time.
Yes.
And there are going to be differences. So the past and
All of
future
you.
is also.
All of you have the material with you, so you know all the answers now.
No, Mataji, this was mine. Not with the material, I just said it.
But good, Mataji. Nice. Saumya Vrajagopi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Sadhu Pranamal Mataji.
Pranam Mataji.
We can't bring all the people at a time, Mataji, same place.
Yeah. Yes.
We can't
that
take
is,
their opinion.
Yeah. It is not possible to bring everyone together in one place. How are you going to bring everyone to take everyone's opinion? So that is ruled out. It is not possible to take everyone's pratyaksha. Even like Mamta Mataji said that, okay, it is not possible for everyone to be free. Someone has, everyone will have some Brahma or the other. But if you brought everyone together, you can correct. The point is you can correct. One person is making fault in this, then you correct. But how will you even bring everyone together? That is the point. It's not possible. Then the next point is, this was one proposal, so this is ruled out. Yes, taking the opinion of everyone in the whole world is not possible. One reason is that it's not possible to bring them all together. And like Devahuti Mataji said, right, there are also people coming in the future, right, who are not yet born. How will you take their opinion? How will you bring them here? And there are people who passed away in the past. You have to bring everyone. It's not possible to bring physically, to bring everyone that are there, to bring them together, and also past and future. How can you bring them together? Therefore, this proposal is ruled out. Next proposal is, they are saying, okay, let's take groups of people, right? We'll take a group of 50 or 100 people and we'll ask them to vote, right? And then taking the opinion of 50 or 100 people, then we will decide what is the truth, what is yathartha jnanam. Is this possible, Vatsala Mataji? Can we decide what is truth in this way?
No, Mataji, it's not possible. Because 50 persons or 100 people will have their different opinions.
Correct.
We cannot come together.
Yeah. All 50 people won't agree in the first place.
No.
And okay, yes, thank you, Mataji. Next, Sundari Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you hear me? Dandavat Pranams. Jai Shri
Yes, I
Prabhupada.
can hear. Dandavat
Thank you so much for the wonderful session, Mataji. First, I want to thank you and appreciate you. Mataji, what I wanted to say is also our human body, we have imperfect senses. So with our little limited senses and knowledge, I mean, we cannot even come to a full conclusion because, you know, that example of the elephant is there. People can see one portion of it. Another person can see the trunk. Another person can see stuff. So we can't see the full truth anyways.
Yeah.
So that was my thought process. I have not read the notes completely, so I'm not coming from there. But yeah, but from the other Shastras that we have, other books we have read in our Parampara, I'm saying from that, Mataji.
Yes. No problem, Mataji. Yes, very nice. So you have the senses have defects in them. So you're saying it is not possible to, especially when you want knowledge about, alaukika vastu.
Correct.
Your
Beyond
senses.
this material world. Yes, beyond this material.
Your senses
Yes.
are material, your faculties you have, your mind, intelligence, everything is material. How can they get knowledge about that which is beyond this material creation? It's not possible. So yes,
Correct.
valid.
And even the scientists, every 10 years, 5 years, they change their theories, right? They started with Earth is round, flat. Now the Earth is round. Then Earth is this, Earth is that. And, they're changing so many facts. Nothing is permanent. They cannot say in stone that this is it and it's the full truth, like forever, eternal truth. They
Exactly.
cannot come to that point.
Yes, exactly, Mataji. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you,
So
Mataji.
like
Hare
that.
Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So the second proposal was that you take the opinion of a group of people, and then taking the opinion of a group of people, then you will come to a conclusion. But first of all, it is not possible, like Vatsala Mataji said, to have all of them agree on the same point. Even in one family, everyone won't agree. You have that experience. You'll say, what should we make for breakfast today? If there are 4 people, 2 people say something, 2 people will say something else. 3 people will say one thing, one person will be saying something else. It is not possible to get everyone to decide on one thing. It doesn't happen. Let us say, even if 50 people agreed that this is what it is, there will be another set of 50 people in some other part of the world who will have some other opinion. They will come up with some other language. Then how will you decide which one is correct? So this democracy is not going to work. By voting, right, majority people will decide this is the fact. That's not going to work. So Pratyaksha Pramanam, ultimately, Pratyaksha Pramanam cannot be accepted as our ultimate Pramana. Even if you take all the people together, it is not possible to bring them together. And if you want to make groups of people and then take their vote, the different groups will not agree. So you won't be able to come to a conclusion. So today, what we have to cover is Anumana Pramana. Okay. Relationship of Anumana Pramana with with the non-defective Shabda. That's what we are going to cover today. Same points, whatever we covered in Pratyaksha Pramana, we'll be covering with examples for Anumana Pramana. So this we discussed already. I didn't write, but right now Anumana Pramana versus non-defective Shabda. You all remember how Anumiti Jnanam is produced? How Anumana Pramana works? You all remember, right? First of all, remember Devadatta. Devadatta in the kitchen, he saw the fire coming out, smoke coming out of fire. He saw in Goshala, smoke coming out of fire. Again, he saw in campfire, smoke comes out of fire. Then he formed a Vyapti Jnanam, that Yatra Yatra Dhumaha Tatra Tatra Vahini. This is Vyapti Jnanam. And then when he saw a mountain, on top of the mountain, he saw smoke. Seeing that smoke, he applied that Vyapti Jnanam here. Wherever there is smoke, there will be fire. There is smoke on this mountain, so there is fire on this mountain. So finally he got knowledge, there is fire on this mountain. He is not directly perceiving the fire, but he is getting knowledge that there is fire on this mountain. This is Anumana Pramanam. Now we want to see the relationship between non-defective Shabda and Anumana Pramanam. The first point is Anumana Pramanam is not stable in giving yathartha jnanam. Anumana Pramanam is not stable in giving yathartha jnanam. Example, Mataji had said very nicely, Vidya Saraswati Mataji had said, see, this is a hill, okay, and there is smoke. Devadatta came here and he saw smoke, and he remembered his Vyapti. What is the Vyapti? Yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahini. That means wherever there is smoke, there is fire. So what is his inference? What is his inference? His Anumiti Jnanam is, there is smoke here, so there is fire on this hill. Using his Vyapti, he concludes that there is smoke here on this hill, so there is fire on the hill. Now, is his knowledge correct? What happened here was Devadatta, just before Devadatta arrived, there was a drizzle, right? There was a shower of rain and it stopped, just a drizzle on this mountain. So that rain actually put out fire. Rain had put out fire. So there is no fire on the mountain, but still there is smoke on top. Devadatta is looking at the smoke, and from his Vyapti Jnanam he is saying that because there is smoke, there must be fire, there is fire on the hill. But the reality is, just before Devadatta came, it had rained, and that rain had put out fire. So there is no fire on this hill. So he got what knowledge? He got ayathartha jnanam here, right? Fact is there is no fire on this hill. Ayathartha jnanam. The fact is there is no fire. Why there is no fire? It had rained before he came, and because of the rain, fire was put out. So when fire is put out, but the smoke is still there. And when Devadatta came, he's seeing the smoke and he's thinking, oh, yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahini. There is smoke here, so there is fire. So he's feeling cold, so he wants to go on the mountain to warm himself, let's say. So he's seeing smoke and he's going on the mountain. Is he going to get warmth there? No, because fire is put out already. So what is this example telling us? That Anumana Pramanam does not always produce yathartha jnanam. This is the example for that. We have two examples here. This is one example. One example is because of rain, fire was put out. But still he's getting, by his Anumana Pramana, he's getting knowledge. He's getting ayathartha jnanam, that there is fire on this mountain, when in reality there is no fire. Second example is, fog. In winter time, fog looks like fire, looks like smoke. Devadatta is coming to the hill and he's seeing fog, and he's seeing the fog, he's thinking it is smoke. And then he's inferring that because there is smoke, there is fire on this mountain. Actually, it is not smoke, it is only fog. But he is mistaking the fog to be, he's mistaking the fog to be smoke and thinking it is smoke. Now he's using his Vyapti Jnanam here, applying Vyapti Jnanam here. He's getting knowledge that there is fire on this mountain. Right? So here also he's getting ayathartha jnanam. Okay? All right. So then what about non-defective shabda? Non-defective shabda always gives, what does non-defective shabda give? Always gives yathartha jnanam. Example, non-defective shabda means what? It's a statement, isn't it? So the statement is Surya Kanta Mani. Surya Kanta Mani. Mani means a jewel, and the name of the jewel is Surya Kanta. Surya Kanta Mani produces fire when it is touched by the sun's rays. Surya Kanta. Surya Kanta means sunshine, sun rays. So when the sun rays touch this mani, it produces fire. This is the non-defective shabda statement. Surya Kanta Mani produces fire when it is touched by the sun's rays. So this always produces the same knowledge. Surya Kanta Mani produces fire when it is touched by the sun's rays. This statement will always produce yathartha jnanam. Whoever hears this statement, they will get the understanding that this mani, when it is touched by the sun's rays, it will produce fire. Next is non-defective shabda is the king, and Anumana Pramana is the servant. So for this we will have to look at the 6 points. It's 10 o'clock already. Today I have given you From the beginning until now, I have given you a summary or an overview or whatever we have discussed so far, I've given you in a summary form. If you want to stay a little longer, with your permission, I can complete this Anumana Pramana, relationship between Anumana Pramana and a non-defective Shabda. The way we did for Pratyaksha Pramana, in the same way, I will give you examples. Padma Krishna Mataji is okay. So with everyone's permission, if you think it's okay, I can complete today. Okay. If anyone has an objection, you put your hand down, then I will know. Everyone is saying okay. Anyone has an objection? No objection? Okay, thank you. So let us cover that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So now let's continue. So first we saw how Anumana Pramana is not stable in giving yathartha jnanam. Example, by Anumana Pramana, you mistake the smoke, fog to be smoke, and then you get knowledge that there is fire. That's one. The other example is, it just rained before Devadatta came. Smoke is still there, but there is no fire. But he is getting knowledge by his Anumana Pramana. He is getting knowledge that there is fire. Okay. So in those two cases, we see how Anumana Pramana is giving ayathartha jnanam. Then for non-defective Shabda, it gives only yathartha jnanam. Example, Suryakanta Mani, when it is touched by sun's rays, it produces fire. This statement will give only yathartha jnanam every time. Next, we are seeing the relationship between non-defective Shabda and Anuman Pramana, where non-defective Shabda is the king, Anuman Pramana is the servant. First one is Anumana Pramana cannot produce, or Anumana Pramana is dependent, is rooted. Okay. Anumana Pramana is dependent on non-defective Shabda. Let's look at the example. There is a boy called Devadatta in a village. Okay. Village, maybe he's somewhere in the forest. There are two hills. Okay. This is hill 1 and this is hill 2. And this is winter time. Winter. And there is smoke coming from hill 1 and also there is smoke coming from hill 2. Devadatta is standing here in the middle and he's feeling cold in winter. He wants to warm himself. He wants to get relief from that cold. So he looked at hill 1 on the smoke. He saw the smoke and using his Vyapti Jnanam, Yatra Yatra Dhumaha Tatra Tatra Vahini, wherever there is smoke, there is fire. I am seeing smoke on hill 1, so there must be fire. There is fire on hill 1. So by his Anumana Pramanam, what is the knowledge he got? First, he got knowledge that there is fire on hill 1. Okay. So first he said there is fire on hill 1. This is the knowledge he got. So then he started walking towards hill 1. I'll go on top of that hill and there will be fire there and I'll become warm. But as he was walking there were some travelers coming his way. Some travelers. They saw Devadatta and they said, "Hey Devadatta, where are you going?" So he said, "I'm going to hill 1 because there is fire there. I want to warm myself." So these travelers said, "Oh, there is no fire there. We are coming from there only. Just before you came, it had rained on hill 1. Well, They said it had rained. Just before you came, it had rained, and because of the rain, the fire is put out. Even if you go there, you won't find any fire. Even if you go there, you won't get any fire. So there's no point in going to hill, no point in going there, right? There is no fire. So then Devadatta thought, oh, there is no fire there. And he thought with his Anumana Pramanam, his Anumana Pramanam had said that hill one had fire, but the statement of these travelers, that their statement is non-defective Shabda, that said there is no fire. Okay? Their statement said there is no fire. So by this statement, now he got knowledge, oh, there is no fire on this hill one. Now he is thinking that he's seeing smoke here on hill 2. Yes, he's seeing smoke here on hill 2, but thinking that because it rained on hill 1, it must have rained on hill 2 also. So there also there is no fire. Okay? What is he thinking? Devadatta is thinking that because it rained, hill 2 also must not have any fire. Right? Hill 2 also has no fire. How he got this knowledge? That means he just from his Anuman Praman only, that here it rained, so there is no fire here. So he is assuming here that here also it must have rained and the fire must be put out. So he started walking back. But these travelers said, hey Devadatta, hill 2 didn't get any rain. It only rained on hill 1. Hill 2 still has fire. You can go to hill 2. There is fire on hill 2. You can go there. So then he started happily going towards hill 2. Oh, there is some fire there. Okay. So what you have to see here is, see, first by his Anumana Pramana, using his Anumana Pramana, here he got what? Ayathartha Jnanam. What was the Ayathartha Jnanam he got with his Anumana Pramana? That there is fire on hill 1. Okay? He got knowledge that there is fire on hill 1. How? Seeing the smoke. But the non-defective Shabda said there is no fire. No fire on hill 1. Okay? So by that, he was corrected. This Anuman Pramana was corrected by non-defective Shabda. Next, now he is seeing smoke. He is seeing smoke on hill 2. Then by his Anuman Pramana, he should have gotten knowledge that there is fire on hill 2, isn't it? That there is fire. But his Anuman Pramana did not produce that knowledge, right? But Anuman Pramana did not produce the knowledge that there is fire on hill 2. Instead, he became a victim of Brahma, where he thought, right, by illusion, he thought that there is no fire. What knowledge did he get? Because of illusion, he got knowledge that there is no fire. There is no fire on hill 2. Hill 2. Now, how was this illusion removed? By the statement of non-defective Shabda. Right? There is no fire on hill 2. Once again, non-defective Shabda said, no, there was no rain on hill 2. So, there is fire. There is fire on hill 2. That means by Anumana Pramana, Devadatta by Anumana Pramana, he thought he got knowledge that there is no fire on hill. That means defective, right? Because of illusion, he was thinking there is no fire on hill 2. But when non-defective Shabda said that there is fire, that illusion was removed, and by Anumana Pramana, now he gets real knowledge, right? By Anumana Pramana, now he's seeing, oh, there is smoke, that means there is fire. So by Anumana Pramana, now he is getting knowledge that there is, he is getting knowledge that there is fire on hill 2. Okay? You understood, or is it confusing? I'll say again. There is 2 hills. Devadatta is feeling cold. He's seeing on both these hills, he's seeing smoke coming up. So he wants to warm himself. So when he saw hill 1, there is smoke coming. So he thought, wherever there is smoke, there is fire. That is his Vyapti Jnanam. Hill 1 has smoke, so hill 1 must have fire. So he started walking towards hill 1. Some travelers were coming towards him, coming down from the hill. They said, Devadatta, there is no fire on hill 1 because just before you came, there was rain. There is smoke, but there is no fire. There's no point in going there. So now Devadatta, he got ayathartha jnanam in the beginning that there is fire. That ayathartha jnanam was corrected by non-defective shabda. Now he got knowledge. Now he got knowledge that there is no fire on hill 1. But he assumed that hill 2 also has no fire. He assumed. That means his Anumana Pramanam is not producing real knowledge here. Anumana Pramanam is giving him knowledge that there is no fire in hill 2 because he's assuming there is rain on hill 2 also. Then he started walking back, turning around and walking back. Once again, the travelers, they made a statement. There was no rain on hill 2. There was no rain on hill 2. So there is fire. You can go to hill 2. So this statement by the travelers is non-defective Shabda, which removed the illusion, of Devadatta. So because of illusion, his Anumana Pramana said, there is no fire on hill 2. That illusion was removed by non-defective Shabda, which said there was no rain on hill 2. There is fire. So now using his Anuman Pramanam, now he gets knowledge. Oh, there is smoke. He's still not seeing fire, right? But by his Anuman Pramanam, he's understanding, oh, there is no rain there. So smoke is there means fire must be there. Fire is there. So I am going to hill 2. So what are we proving by this example? That Anumana Pramana depends on non-defective Shabda to produce yathartha jnanam. First, yathartha jnanam was not produced in the case of second hill. Yathartha jnanam was not produced. He was thinking there is no fire. But by the statement of the travelers, which is non-defective Shabda, yathartha jnanam is produced. What is that yathartha jnanam? There is fire on this hill. How he got this knowledge? By Anumana Pramana. That means Anumana Pramana was corrected by this non-defective Shabda. Clear? Clear? Anyone would like to tell this? Anyone wants to try explaining this? The example, how non-defective, how Anumana Pramana depends on non-defective Shabda? Yes, Mataji, Suchitra Mataji, go ahead.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी क्या मैं हिंदी में बोल सकती हूँ?
हाँ हाँ बोलिए माता जी.
हाँ तो जो देवदत्ता है वो 2 हिल को देखता है, ठीक है? तो उसको वो सोचता है दोनों हिल में ऊपर में आग है और वो सोचता है, उसको ठंड लग रही थी, तो वो सोचता है कि मैं हिल नंबर 1 पे जाता हूँ और वहां जाके उसको धुआं दिखाई देता है, तो वो सोचता है कि वहां पे आग है, तो इसीलिए वो उस हिल की तरफ जाना चाहता है। और ये उसका जो है व्याप्ति ज्ञान था कि आग से धुआं उठता है, इसीलिए जहाँ धुआं है वहां आग है, ये उसका व्याप्ति ज्ञान था, इसीलिए वो हिल 1 की तरफ जा रहा था। लेकिन वहां पे कुछ ट्रेवलर्स लोग उसको मिले और उन्होंने जो अपना स्टेटमेंट दिया कि वहां पे अभी अभी बारिश हुई है, उसकी वजह से वहां पे आग नहीं है लेकिन धुआं है। तो उसने उसके व्याप्ति ज्ञान को करेक्ट किया, नॉन डिफेक्टिव शब्द, जो ट्रैवलर थे वो नॉन डिफेक्टिव शब्द हो गए।
व्याप्ति ज्ञान को करेक्ट नहीं किया, उसका जो अनुमिति ज्ञान है, वो जो उसको जो फाइनल नॉलेज मिला कि ये पहाड़ पे आग है, दैट नॉलेज इज अनुमिति ज्ञानम, उसको करेक्ट किया।
वो अनुमिति ज्ञानम को उस ट्रैवलर्स ने करेक्ट किया, तो फिर वो वहां नहीं गया और उस अनुमिति ज्ञान के आधार पर उसने फिर से अनुमान लगा लिया कि जो हिल 2 है वहां पे भी बारिश हुई होगी, तो शायद वहां भी आग नहीं है, तो वो वहां नहीं जा रहा था। लेकिन फिर से वो ट्रैवलर्स मिले उसको और उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, वहां पे हिल 2 में बारिश नहीं है, तो तुम वहां पे जा सकते हो। तो उसके जो अनुमिति ज्ञान था उसको फिर से नॉन डिफेक्टिव शब्द, मतलब वो ट्रैवलर्स ने करेक्ट किया और तब वो हिल 2 पे गया अपने ठंड को मतलब वो करने की। सॉरी माता जी।
नहीं नहीं, ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा है, थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्णा। अच्छा, लता ईश्वर माता जी।
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. I'll just try to explain. I don't know if I have understood it correctly, but I'll just try my best. So basically, there are 2 hills from which the smoke is coming. And Devadatta saw hill number 1 and he wanted to go there because he was feeling cold, to feel warm. So when he was about to climb the mountain, he saw some few people coming down the mountain and they
One
said,
minute. Why he thought there is fire there? What did he see?
Smoke. He saw So he saw smoke in both the hills. So he went to the first hill thinking that he will get warmth. So then he saw a few people coming down and they said that it rained in this hill, on this hill. So the fire has subsided. So you won't get the warmth. So you don't go to this hill. So Devadatta thought, okay, and then he returned back. And that time, what happened is that he thought that though the smoke was coming from hill number 2, he didn't attempt to go to hill number 2 because he thought that his anumati jnana got, I think, disturbed because of what the non-defective shabda of the people, those who said that since there is it rained, so there is no smoke. So what he did
so
is that
what happened is his Anumana Pramanam did not give him right knowledge in that case. Yeah,
correct.
go ahead.
Yes. So his Anumati Pramana did not give him the right knowledge. And so what he thought is, okay, on hill number 2 also, it would have rained and there won't be any warmth. So I wouldn't get warmth. So he didn't attempt to go to hill number 2. But the non-defective shabda of the people, I think, I don't know, from hill number 2 people came down. Did they come down? They came down.
Yes. Yeah, they were coming from middle, so they saw both hills. So they were just coming.
Yeah. So then they said that no, in hill number 2, the fire is still there. It didn't rain on hill number 2, so you can go and take the warmth from hill number 2. So Anumati Jnanam is dependent on non-defective Shabda.
Shabda, yes. Thank you, Mataji. So the traveler said it did not rain on hill 2. So they said in hill 1 it rained, but hill 2 it did not rain. So if it did not rain means what? that means fire is not put out. There is smoke there still, but it didn't rain. Then smoke is coming from where? It means it's coming from fire only. So his Anumana Pramana is working now. When he heard from non-defective Shabda that it did not rain there, now his Anumana Pramana is working that, yeah, there is fire on hill too. Before he heard that, his Anumana Pramana was saying there is no fire there because it rained. So he's thinking it rained there also, there is no fire. So from ayathartha jnana, now he's getting yathartha jnana because of the statement non-defective Shabda, like that. Bhargavi Mataji, you want to try? Unmute.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. There is two hills Mataji, hill 1 and hill 2, and Devadatta in middle of that hill. So there is smoke coming from the two hills. So he thought there is fire in that, because he already thought where there is fire, there smoke will come. So he thought that
where there is smoke, fire will
where
be
there
there.
is smoke, there will be fire. Fire will be there. He thought that. So he want to go to hill 1. So that time he's going. Some travelers come from the hill. They said there is no fire here. Before you arrived here, there is a drizzling or there is a rain. So it already the fire is got off. So only smoke is there. So there is no need to go there because there is no warmth there. They said. So he stop over there and he think that he go back to home, because there is no use to go to hill 2 also, because hill 1 there is rain. So there is rain on hill 2 also. He thought that, but some people coming from the hill 2, they give the statement like there is there is fire itself, because there is no rain here, only here the fire is alive still, you can go there. They give the statement.
Yeah, what they said was that it rained only on hill 1, it did not rain on hill 2.
Hill 2.
So
They
then
told.
when there is no rain and he's still seeing smoke, means wherever there is smoke there should be fire. So now his Anumana Pramana is working. There is smoke. Smoke means fire should be there. And also he heard from non-defective Shabda it did not rain. So fire must be there. So he got yathartha jnanam that there is fire on hill too, and he started going there. Very nice. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Mataji's first class today. Nice. Thank you, Mataji. Bhargavi Mataji. Manjari Mataji. Unmute.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, my question is that this Pratyaksh Praman and Anuman Praman are based on our senses, whereas Shabd Praman is based on the third party.
Yes, outside of us. Yes.
Okay.
That's why. That's why. So it is untouched. Even if your pramanas are defective, or your own pramana, even your faculties, your pratyaksha, your senses, your intelligence may have defects. And as a result of that, you don't get Shabda Jnanam accepted. But just because you don't get Shabda Jnanam, it does not mean pratyaksha pramana is wrong, is defective, because pratyaksha pramana is outside of you. It's coming from outside.
Okay, Mataji.
Whereas for pratyaksha, so for Shabda, this is for Shabda. Whereas for pratyaksha, the pramana is in you only, the senses, and they are producing the knowledge. So you don't get knowledge, and the pramana itself has defects. But for Shabda, it is outside of you. So it is non-defective. Even if you don't get knowledge, it is still free from defects. Yes. Mamata Mataji. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, we understand that the senses of the other person who is giving that NDS should be authorized, right? So how that became how we trust that person told it rained and it stopped, and how
That's why we said non-defective. So we are assuming. Here we are assuming this Shabda is without defects. Yeah, it can be. It can be, if it is a defective, means that person can be telling a lie. that means he has vipralipsa, cheating tendency, he can tell a lie, then that will not be a non-defective shabda. You cannot count on that. Here we are just assuming that they are non-defective. That statement coming from the travelers is non-defective. Okay, so we still have we covered how this is dependent, how Anumana Pramana is dependent on non-defective shabda we covered. Still we have to cover Anumana Pramana serves, second point is a non-defective shabda gives knowledge independently. It is the same example as Pratyaksha Pramana. Dashamaha Tvamasi. That means you are the 10th one. The same example. The next one. Next one is non-defective shabda is independent in giving yathartha jnanam. So their example is you are the 10th one. Dashamaha Tvamasi. Okay, same example, how 10 people, students, they swam across the river, and when they went to the other side, they wanted to make sure that all have reached, so they counted only 9, not counting themselves. A wise man came and said, and they started crying, oh, one of them got drowned in the river. The wise man came and said, no, no, you are the 10th one. So that statement by the wise man is non-defective shabda, which removed the illusion, that, what is the illusion? Not counting himself. Because of illusion, he didn't count himself as the 10th one. He only counted the other 9. So this knowledge came independently, right? That knowledge that you are the 10th one, it is coming independently, and independently it removed the illusion and it gave the real knowledge. The next one is Anumana Pramana serves non-defective shabda according to its capacity. Here the example is non-defective shabda statement is that all stones made of earth are can be broken by iron. Okay, all stones made of earth can be broken by iron. So then with Anumana Pramana you can say that earth means what? Earth means it can be a mud ball, it can be a black stone, right? It can be marble, it can be sandstone, all types of stones. Okay, sandstone, like that, any type of thing, wood also. Everything is, it can be cut or broken with iron, right? You use an iron hammer or something and you can break. So Anuman Pramana tells you, isn't it? So you can, by Anumana, you can infer that this stone can be broken with an iron hammer, that can be broken, that can be broken. So Anumana Pramana is supporting Shabda Pramana or not? It is, right? Shabda Pramana said that stones made of earth can be broken by iron, and Anumana Pramana is actually supporting it. That means by inference, you will get the same knowledge that various stones are being broken by iron. Now, by this Anumana Pramana, because diamond is also a stone. Diamond is also a stone made of earth. Then by logic, Anumana means what? By logic, right? By inference. What will you infer? Because all stones made of earth can be broken by iron, your Anumana Pramana will say that diamond is also broken by can be broken by iron. So your Anumana Pramana will say iron can cut diamond also. But is it supporting? No. Here what is, but non-defective Shabda, who will think like this? One who didn't. This non-defective Shabda is saying diamond can be cut only by diamond. Diamond can be cut only by diamond. This is non-defective Shabda. Although all stones made of earth can be cut by iron, diamond is an exception. Non-defective Shabda says diamond can be cut only by diamond. But if you apply your Anumana Pramana, by Anumana Pramana, all stones made of earth can be cut by iron, then you will think mud ball, black stone, marble, diamond, they're all stones, all will be cut by iron. That means in the case of these, your Anumana Pramana is serving, right? In the case of all other stones, Anumana Pramana is serving non-defective Shabda. But in the case of diamond, Anumana Pramana is not serving non-defective Shabda. Non-defective Shabda is saying diamond can be cut only by diamond. If you don't know this non-defective Shabda, then based on this knowledge, you will think that diamond is also cut by Anumana. By Anumana, you will say diamond is also cut by iron. That means this Anumana Pramana is not able to serve this non-defective Shabda. Diamond can be cut only by diamond. Okay, next point. Non-defective Shabda overrules Anumana Pramana. Non-defective Shabda overrules Anumana Pramana. So here the example is non-defective Shabda is saying that when you burn a burnt skin, okay, when you burn a burnt skin, it cures the burn. I'll tell you. See, let's say that you got a burn on your hand. Okay, your hand was burnt. According to non-defective Shabda, by slightly burning that burnt area, that burn is cured. This is what non-defective Shabda is saying. You got a burn, now you slightly burn that area, that will cure that burn. What does your Anumana Pramana say? If your hand is burnt, if you burn it again, it will get worse, isn't it? Anumana Pramana, your logic will say, if your hand is already burnt, if you reburn it, it's going to get worse. It's going to burn it even more. Okay. But what is non-defective Shabda saying? Śāstra is saying, Ayurveda Śāstra is saying, if you burn a burnt area again slightly, it will cure that burn. That means, even though your Anumana Pramana says burning a burnt area will worsen the situation, Shabda Pramana is saying, no, burning a burnt area will cure the burn. This Shabda Pramana is overruling your Anumana Pramana. Compare with Pratyaksha Pramana. Mantrika is saying that there is no poison, but your eyes are saying the skin is still blue, there is poison. But Mantrika's statement is overruling. It's overruling. Even though your eyes are saying there is poison, Mantrika's statement, non-defective Shabda, it is overruling and establishing that there is no poison. Similarly, in Anumana Pramana example, a skin which is burnt, if you reburn it, it's going to cure that burn. This is what non-defective Shabda is saying. But my Anumana is saying a burnt area, if you burn it again, it will become even worse. But what is the fact here? Non-defective Shabda is overruling your Anumana. You burn it again and it will be cured. That's what non-defective Shabda is saying. That is one example. How non-defective Shabda overrules Anumana Pramana. There's another example. Dry ginger. Ginger, you know, ginger when you eat, it is very, what do you say, hot, right? Hot means it has that strong taste, burning sensation in your mouth. So by your Anumana, you will think, when I chew ginger, I get burning sensation in my mouth. This ginger, when it goes in my stomach, it will burn in my stomach also. That's what Anumana will say. Anumana will, yeah, pungent. Thank you, Kusma Mataji. So this ginger, it's burning in my mouth. When it goes in my stomach, there also it will burn. Anumana will tell you like this. But what is Shastra saying? Ayurveda Shastra, this ginger, dry ginger, when it goes inside your stomach and it is cooked by your fire of digestion. Dry ginger, when cooked by the fire of digestion, Jataragni, it becomes very pleasing and soothing on the stomach. It gives a very soothing sensation to the stomach. It does not burn inside. This statement, it is against your Anumana. Anumana says that because it is burning here, when it goes inside also it should burn. But Shastra is saying no. This is the property of ginger, dry ginger. When it goes inside your stomach and when it is cooked by your Jataragni, fire of digestion, it becomes very pleasing on your stomach. So here Shastra is overruling your Anumana Pramana. Okay? And then 2 more examples. I'll just give that and I'll wind up, then I'll take questions. Okay? So next is, so one example was the skin and the other, so there were 2 examples here. Second example is dry ginger is soothing on the stomach or in the stomach. Soothing in the stomach. Then fifth one is, this cannot oppose. Yes? Anuman Pramana cannot oppose non-defective Shabda. Anuman Pramana cannot oppose non-defective Shabda, and non-defective Shabda can reach objects that cannot be reached. That cannot be reached by Anuman Pramana. These are the last 2 points. So next example is Anumana Pramana cannot oppose non-defective Shabda. So what is the example here that Anumana Pramana cannot oppose non-defective Shabda? I forgot the example. Any of you remember what is the example? Anumana Pramana. Okay, I can take a look at my notes. If anyone remembers, just say in the chat. Anumana Pramana. One second. Ashes of gold are sticky was for the Pratyaksh Pramana. For Anuman Pramana, there's a different example. One second. Revati Mataji, you're going to give me the example? Unmute.
Sorry, Mataji, I took it for Pratyaksha Pramana. I took it as Anumana Pramana, Mataji. Sorry.
That's okay, no problem. That's okay. Prabhuji is not here. I'm not able to open my notebook here. One second. Excellent. Thank you, Kusuma Mataji. Kava Pitta Vayu. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So, here. Thank you. Kapha Pitta Vayu. This is the example. This one. Example is, non-defective Shabda is saying that this one medicine cures all diseases caused all diseases caused by, wait, I'll just remove this. Okay. Non-defective Shabda saying this one medicine cures all diseases caused by the three doshas. Dosha means faults. Okay. Three doshas or faults. What are the three doshas? The three doshas are kapha. Actually, not three. Yeah, kapha, pitta, and vayu. You have these three in your body. Yes? Kapha, pitta, and vayu. Air, fire, and cold water. So these are the three things. So when all these three are in perfect balance, okay, when three are in balance, then you are healthy. Okay? You are healthy. You don't have any disease if they are in balance. If all three are in balance, then you are healthy. Now this non-defective Shabda statement is, you take this one medicine, it will cure all diseases which are caused by three doshas. That means in some people kapha is more, in some people pitta is more, in some people vata, vayu is more, right? Kapha, pitta, vayu. So then you take some medicine to bring this down, or you take some medicine to bring, you have to adjust. So Ayurvedic doctor, what he does is, he will first see what are the levels of kapha, pitta, vayu, right? Do you have more kapha, more pitta, more vayu, like that? Based on that, he will prescribe some diet and some medicine for you to balance it. So here, this non-defective Shabda is saying one medicine will adjust all three doshas. One medicine is going to adjust all three doshas. Now, how Anumana Pramana? By Anumana Pramana, what type of knowledge will we get? By Anumana, we understand when you adjust one dosha, the other two are automatically adjusted. Isn't it? You want all three to be balanced. So, is it possible that you will balance one? No. When you balance one, the others will be balanced also. So, if you're treating one, then everything is getting treated. So, that is how you Anuma. So, that means this one medicine is treating all three doshas is correct. One medicine treating all three doshas is supported by Anuman Pramana, because Anuman Pramana tells that when you adjust one, the other two are automatically adjusted. So if this medicine is adjusting one, then the other two are also adjusted, and if all three are in balance, then you don't have any disease. So that means Anumana Pramana is not giving a result which is contrary to the knowledge given by Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana is saying that you take this one medicine, it will cure all diseases caused by the three doshas. Anumana Pramana is saying that when one dosha is balanced, the other two are also balanced. That means by taking one medicine, if one dosha is balanced, the other two are balanced. When three are in balance, all diseases are cured. So that means Anumana Pramana is not giving you knowledge which is contrary to the knowledge given by non-defective Shabda. Anumana Pramana is giving you the same knowledge which non-defective Shabda is giving. That means Anumana Pramana cannot oppose non-defective Shabda. Clear? Yes? Okay. And finally, the last thing is the same as Pratyaksha Pramana, that non-defective Shabda can reach those objects which cannot be reached by. So the last one, sixth one, non-defective Shabda can reach those objects which cannot be reached by other, by Anuman Pramana. Other means by Anuman Pramana. Here we are talking about Anuman Pramana, right? So non-defective Shabda can reach by Anuman Pramana. So again, what is the example here? Same. The effect of planets on people. Can you know by your Anuman Pramana? Can you infer how this particular planet is acting on me? Can you infer by your Anuman Pramana? No. But by Jyotisha Shastra, by astrology, you can understand. Now this this planet is influencing me like this, therefore this thing is happening in my life. That knowledge you get from non-defective Shabda, Jyotish Shastra. By your Anumana Pramana, can you know that? No. Just like by Pratyaksha Pramana, you cannot know the effect of grahas on your life. Similarly, by Anumana Pramana, you cannot know the effect of grahas on your life. But by non-defective Shabda, Jyotish Shastra, you can understand the effect of grahas on your life. So in this way, we saw the relationship between Anumana Pramana and non-defective Shabda, and we covered everything so far. There are a couple more points to be discussed, which we will discuss tomorrow at the beginning of the class, kind of winding up this section. And also now, after we know what is this non-defective Shabda, then we have to find out, I mean, we have assumed now, we have we have assumed that there is a non-defective Shabda. Can we simply live in assumption? We want something tangible, something real. So what is that? That's what we are going to see tomorrow. What is that non-defective Shabda, and what should be the qualities of that non-defective Shabda? For any type of knowledge, you should be able to go to that Shabda, and that Shabda is completely equipped, is able to give you all types of answers to all your questions, and it is giving you only yathartha jnanam. It is not giving you ayathartha jnanam. One more thing I have to tell you tomorrow, maybe you can remind me, I keep forgetting. Ayathartha Jnanam also is of three types. I will tell you tomorrow, it's already late today. So I will end here today. If you have any questions, now you can ask me questions. Anyone has any questions? No questions? Vatsala Mataji.
Mataji, I have this question from last time. What is Vaidusha Pratyaksha Pramanam? That is,
Yes.
I'm kind of little confused about that. Thank you.
Yes, Mataji. Sure, Mataji. Vaidusha Pratyaksha Pramanam means Pratyaksha Pramanam. We had, I'll share it. Okay. So when we were discussing Pratyaksha Pramanam, we said Pratyaksha Pramanam means senses, and we have 6 senses, right? So we had eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, and mind. These are the 6 senses. The knowledge which you get through these 6 senses is 6 types of pratyaksha jnanam, right? So this is chakshusha jnanam. Then ears we said is shrotra jnanam. Nose is grana, or you can say nasika pratyaksham. Tongue is called jihva pratyaksham. Skin is called tvak pratyaksham. And mind is manasa pratyaksham. Like this we said there are 6 types of pratyaksha jnanam that you can get. Now again each one is of 2 types: nirvikalpaka and savikalpaka. Nirvikalpaka means in the first instance, right, in the very first fraction of the senses coming in touch with the sense objects, you just get knowledge that there is something, that's all. You don't know the details of what it is, no attributes. You just know that there is something. That knowledge is called nirvikalpaka. Then this, and then afterwards, when that message goes to the intelligence, and intelligence decides what it is, and all its attributes are also understood, that is called savikalpaka, with attributes and without attributes. This nirvikalpaka is again of 2 types. We said vaidusha and avaidusha. And again savikalpaka is also 2 types, vaidusha and avaidusha. So now your question is, what is, so in this way how many types of pratyaksha pramanam are possible? You have 6 senses, each one is of 2 types, nirvikalpaka, savikalpaka, so that is 12. And this is again of 2 types, vaidusha and avaidusha. Totally you have 24 types of pratyaksha pramanam or pratyaksha jnanam. Okay, 24 types of pratyaksha jnanam you're getting. Out of these 24, 12 are vaidusha and 12 are avaidusha. So your question is, what is vaidusha? Vaidusha is coming from the word vidusha. Vidusha means a liberated person. Liberated person, by doing bhakti, all his senses, right? By bhakti, all his senses, mind, intelligence, chittam, everything is now free of defects. They're all free from defects. Why we cannot rely on pratyaksha pramanam? Because the senses have defects. But vidushas, their senses are free from defects. So whatever knowledge a vidusha derives by his direct perception, whatever knowledge a vidusha derives by his direct perception, that knowledge is yathartha jnanam all the time. It is always yathartha jnanam. It is always giving right knowledge. It cannot give you wrong knowledge because there are no defects in his senses. So therefore, vaidusha pratyaksham means what? Vaidusha pratyaksham means it is yathartha jnanam. Pratyaksham means it is direct perception of liberated souls. Direct perception of liberated souls. And it always gives you yathartha jnanam. It always gives you yathartha jnanam. Always gives yathartha jnanam. Then also we discussed then why we cannot take this vaidusha pratyaksham as our ultimate pramana. Because for us to know who is this vidusha, we need someone, we need that non-defective shabda. Shastra has to validate this person is a vidusha. You can accept this person's statement as vaidusha, as yathartha jnanam, because this person is vidusha. Independently you cannot know who is a vidusha. Because it is dependent, therefore we cannot accept Vaidusha Pratyaksham as our ultimate pramana. Is that clear, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, but the realized souls will have seen God. They are pure souls, right? Like Srila Prabhupada, he has realized God when he was writing the Bhagavatam and all. He used to say he has taken instruction from Krishna, direct source. So why it cannot be pure knowledge, and why it cannot be accepted?
How do you know Srila Prabhupada is a Vidusha?
Well, because we heard it from the Shastras. He by
That's what I'm
himself
saying.
also said that, he has written statements, all the things, the knowledge will come to him from higher source.
So, for us to judge who is a Vidusha, we need help from Shastra. That's the point. You can accept. Now you know, you accept whatever Srila Prabhupada said, you accept as ultimate truth. No problem. Because you know his Pratyaksham is, Vaidusha Pratyaksha. You accept it. But how do you know that he is? That has to be validated by Shastra. You understand? So the point is, how will you know who is a Vidusha? That also has to be certified by Shastra. So therefore we take Shastra as the ultimate Pramana. We are not saying Vaidusha Pratyaksham is false. Vaidusha Pratyaksham is giving you yathartha jnanam only. How will you understand? How will you identify a Vidusha? That is the question. So for you to identify, you need help from Shastra. Therefore we take Shastra as the ultimate Pramana.
Oh, okay, Mataji. And I have another question, please, if I may. If you say buddhi, intelligence, are we talking about our brain, a cerebrum and cerebellum?
No.
The thing that is processed in a cerebrum or cerebellum, lower part and higher part of the brain?
No. Buddhi, here in the subtle body we have, I'll draw again. So, see, this is the soul, Atma. This is the Ahankara, Chittam, Buddhi, mind, senses. See, these are the senses. Then you have mind, Buddhi, intelligence, Ahankara, and you have Chittam. All this is your subtle body. Even senses are also subtle body. You have senses, right? 10 senses. They're all subtle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 working senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses. Then outside this you have your gross body. Gross body is made of what? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Gross elements. And then you have outside to your body you have the sense objects. What are the sense objects? You have form, taste, touch, smell, sound. These are the sense objects. This is the Atma. This is the soul here. So, this Chittam, Ahankara, Buddhi, senses, all these are actually subtle body. Subtle body. Even your senses. That means this Buddhi, you are specifically talking here about Buddhi. Buddhi is part of the subtle body. Subtle body. Whereas your gross body has your brain, your heart, your stomach, liver, kidneys, nerves, blood vessels. All this is your gross body, bones, blood, all this is your gross body. Gross body is composed of what? earth, water, fire, air, ether. So when you say brain, brain is nothing but it is fat. It is fat. Fat means again it's made of these elements only. So the subtle body is buddhi, just like, see, I have my eyes and I have glasses, right? My eyes are seeing, but through the glasses my eyes are seeing. Like that, if you go behind your eyes that you're there now, your fleshy eyes, right? They are not the ones that are seeing. Actually, in the subtle body you have a very small, small particle called eye. It is that eye which is seeing through these various levels, right? The gross outside, what you see is this. So similarly, the brain is also like that. Mind, intelligence, these are all situated in the subtle body, in the region of the heart. And the gross body, you have, it is that intelligence in the subtle body is connected with the gross body. In the gross body, it is represented as the brain. And then in the brain, you have all these things, cerebellum, cerebrum, and medulla oblongata, and all these things.
Okay. Yeah, I got confused, Mataji. I didn't know the difference, but I was wondering what it is. Now you are explaining it to me because you are telling me all these are subtle,
Yeah.
but I misunderstood that. I didn't know where it was coming from.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification. Thank you so
Sure.
much.
Yeah.
Very nice, Lucas. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Appreciate
Krishna.
that.
Yes, Mataji. Does anyone else have any other questions? No. Okay. So we will end class here. Prabhuji is not here. If he is there, then usually you have more questions
Yes.
and the discussion goes longer. My capacity is limited.
Yeah. Mataji, I was mentioning in my chat box, I don't fully, I was telling you in a chat box, I don't fully follow, I know by word association, I have studied Hindi and Sanskrit at a lower level a long time back. I don't follow the conversation too quickly. It takes a long time to gather information and process it. So I don't understand Hindi that much. So
okay,
if you can translate or you can put back, that's why telling that in English, that will help us a lot. So
sorry, Mataji, I didn't, because it was just
my mind. I used to learn Spanish and other languages when my son was learning. It's okay, but I think I learned everything when I was 7, 8 years old. Sanskrit, it's okay. I can pick up. But Hindi and all the wording is different. It doesn't give the same meaning like Sanskrit, right? My father used to speak in Sanskrit, so I can follow a little bit. But in Hindi, that is, I don't, I haven't communicated with people that much. I haven't lived in North, so.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have just repeated it in English, but sorry, I'll do that next time.
No, but the next person explained it. I could follow. I was confused at the first time you explained to us about the hill one. Then second time you started explaining, I understood better.
Okay.
So second explanation and asking somebody to repeat that, it is good, like a parrot.
Yes.
We are learning a lot.
Okay,
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
And another thing, do we need to, I write the answers in a different book, but I don't send it to you. Do I have to send it to you? Is it a must?
No, it's not a must. If you want, you can send it, especially those who don't attend, are not able to attend live. If they send me answers, I know that they have gone over the material and they have understood. Then I'll give them attendance for that. But if you, sometimes some devotees, even though they attend live, they still want to send the answers to tell me that they have studied and they have answered. That's also fine. That's good. So if you like.
But will you send the questions to my email? Maybe, that way, because I have a laptop, but it doesn't. Sometimes I have a similar problem of answering the questions. Some long questions and all, they said I have to work from the laptop. But sometimes it is freezes. It doesn't give me the right answer. I mean, right pathway. So I was wondering, what is the other option do I have? I write it in a separate notebook. Whenever I find time,
Take pictures and send me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your email, you have an email
WhatsApp,
that I can send it to?
You can send it to WhatsApp, Mataji.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The same number, right? You have giving us.
In the group, yeah. In the group, my number is there. You can send it to me. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that
Hare
clarifies
Krishna.
something. Thank you, Mataji.
Sure,
Appreciate that.
Mataji. Yeah. I'll
Thank
just
you.
read
Thank
some
you for
more.
your time.
Sure, Mataji. I'll read some points that are said here in the chat, which I didn't get a chance to go over. I'm sorry about that. So, Priya Mataji is saying, sometimes we read Shastra if we understood perfectly also. We remember something wrong, like we had understood it clearly. But for remembering, sometimes we say something wrong, Smriti. So any example? Is Priya Mataji here? Priya Agarwal Mataji is here. She's not here because I'm not able to understand the question. Maybe we can keep it for, she can ask the question again. The second one is, in Shabda Pramanam, is Shabda Pramanam dependent on Chakshusha Pratyaksham? Shabda Pramanam is not dependent on anything. Shabda Praman is not dependent on anything, not even Chakshusha Pratyaksham. We discussed that already because Shabda Pramanam is outside of the person. Shabda Jnana may not happen to you, but Shabda Pramanam itself is not dependent. Okay? For you to get knowledge, yes, you need your Chakshusha, you're saying eyes. No, you need your ears, hearing. That is important. And if you're reading, yeah, of course, you will need your eyes for reading. Manjari Vidyavati Mataji is saying, words spoken by some authority are non-defective, like Vedas spoken by Lord are apaurisheya, free from 4 defects. Okay, so she's giving us, during the class when I was discussing what is defective, non-defective Shabda. Okay, these are just comments. Okay, Mitravinda Mataji is saying, an easier way to understand that statement in English is, heat is the remedy for feeling cold, non-protective, non-defective Shabda. This is relatable to understanding non-defective Shabda overrules. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, Venugopal Prabhu is saying that I cannot start an important topic in extra time. So I should not have continued after 10 o'clock to start a new topic. So that was not correct, he said. That is against the system. To start.
We don't mind. We said yes to you.
Yeah, so that's why I took permission, but okay. Point noted, next time onwards. The thing is, time is limited. Within that time,
right.
I had, at first I thought maybe after class I can give the summary of everything, but then I thought it will be helpful if I discussed ahead of time. Then you'll see the connection, but I apologize for that also. Okay, so we will end here.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much, dear devotees.
Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Please go over the material and I will send you the questions. Now you have the whole book with you, but still whatever I covered today, I will send that also in a small, whatever we covered today, and read that and go over the questions and answer. I will send the attendance also. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Srila
you. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki
Thank you
jai.
very much.